Now, not because there was any, an Indian person in the cast, but it was a story about fairness. It was a story about class. It was a story about, it was quite recognizable to Indian people. So, but it didn't have to be reverse engineered into something to make other than what it was. Squid Game. So this is what's very exciting about India. I think India is on the cusp of a very big inflection point for movies, for its storytelling. The way that Squid Game was that kind of moment for Korea. K-dramas and K-content have always had an audience, mostly for the diaspora, the Korean around the world. And then some people were just hardcore Korean drama and romance fans, but a pretty small audience for a while. All of a sudden, something comes along to open your eyes, and you see a story you haven't seen before, in a world you haven't seen before, and if you're very satisfied, you want more. And that's what we saw with Squid Game, and then Parasite came, right? That happened over and over again to a point now where Korean, cinema is now widely understood around the world. Korean dramas are, being watched in every country around the world now. And I think India is about to have that. That's about to happen. You're seeing these building blocks being laid today. And now you have, through streaming, through Netflix and others, you have a distribution platform to make that possible. Yeah.
No, I'm also very excited for this time because there's this feeling in the air of needing to tell our stories in an international way, and it's very exciting because there's so many stories, and there's so much to do.
In this world of stories, what draws you in? What hooks you?
It could be. I mean, I like history, and I like historical kind of sweeping films about maybe some other culture, maybe Japanese samurai. But I'm also very excited, like I've been saying, to see our culture also be brought to the big screen in terms of, we were talking about stories from the Mahabharata, which is the greatest story ever told. It's one of our great epics. And stories like this that kind of, like I say, history, massive war scenes, and kind of bringing alive a history and a past that is kind of relegated to books. I would like to see that kind of atmosphere come alive in movies, and I think the long-form streaming kind of format is just perfect for that. You really do get a look at cultures from all over the world and feel you kind of understand more about the world.
I do like when people think that attention spans are getting shorter because of phones, and then they find something they love and you watch 8 hours of it in 2 days.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And they, yeah. What kind of stories draw you in?
For me, I have the job of a lifetime because I get access to all of these stories, and I watch them as they're being made. So I'm usually watching things that are 6 months to a year ahead of everybody else. So people are, did you see this? Yeah, I saw it a year ago, so I forgot it. But so for me, like, I'm going to go back to adolescence for a minute, just because I remember watching that first episode at the time, and I even remember them telling me from the UK about the pitch for that show, sounded like a very bleak story, and it is, but it's so beautifully told and acted and written, and then every episode is shot in one take, and it's so technically difficult what they did that I watched it the first time and I said, this is, and what I loved about it wasn't that they did something that was just hard to show off, and it was a gimmick. You didn't even realize when you were watching it that it was one take, but you felt different when you watched it. And I remember that the pitch was that we're going to do it this way because the audience will have nowhere to go, and you will be in the story with it. It's so incredible. Yeah.
I mean, there's some very clever people out there, and this kind of platform and this field is going to see some very exciting things.
And the gratifying thing is you get to take a chance on people, and you get to take a chance on new stories and new storytellers.
I can imagine that's very exciting. Yeah. I mean, I like stories that surprise me, and anything that feels honest and unexpected. I enjoy things with strong characters, emotion, complexity, of course. But like I say, for me, history and kind of these kind of dramas. I did a piece of work. We had gone to some of the old forts in Rajasthan and in India and dressed them up again. And there were flags and people and horses, and it was just a great feeling to try and sort of bring the past alive.
I get to watch it, you get to do it. That's exciting.
I mean, it's great. Best job in the world,
Yeah.
And also, what I find fascinating is the kind of, you know, like the show Cobra Kai. My son is watching that at the moment.
Ralph Macchio will be very happy.
Yeah, well, you had technically a kind of bad guy, and who was in the movie, in the Karate Kid. And then you made a whole show which is an offshoot on one of the characters, and perhaps a slightly negative character became the lead. So that kind of development, where you take a minor character from a major movie and make a show about him, is that kind of thing also very much excites me. Developing the mythology of any kind of idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an exciting part
Daily
of it.
Crime being possibly my favorite show coming out. I think that was.
But I do think the affordability of time, the time that the television allows you to dig into smaller parts of the story and find real gems there that feed into the bigger part of the story. That's exciting.
That is the absolutely thing. Yeah. So, can I ask you, is there something you're looking forward to in this field? A title or something coming up?
Well, I mean, I've been watching a lot of these things coming up. We have a show called The Bads of Bollywood coming up that is really fun. And I'm going to leave the audience to try to figure out the title completely, but it is so fun. I have 4 episodes in. You haven't got it yet. You're going too soon. And we have a really great romantic comedy that my wife loves so much that we watch together called The Royals. That's upcoming. That's quite good. So
I have to say I saw a little bit of that show as well, the one you just mentioned. Yeah. It looked fantastic.
It's a blast. It is a blast.
My kids have done a little appearance in it.
And there's and then this year coming up, those are great shows from India, obviously, but we also have the finale of Squid Game coming up, the finale of Stranger Things.
Wow.
And a brand new season of Wednesday. All 3 are shows that are loved all over the world. So.
Fantastic.
And then for movies, Happy Gilmore 2. Are any Happy Gilmore fans here? So that's going to be a lot of fun. Guillermo del Toro has a new movie, Frankenstein, which is quite great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
And new Knives Out movie. It's going to be we have a lot of fun movies and TV shows coming up.
Fantastic. That's great. Yeah. I mean, for me, there's too many. Things to know. There's too much out there. I mean, and also again, I say, I want to see some of our stories come out, like from our folk tales and from the history of our literature, because it's so rich, and for whatever reason, some of it is not as common knowledge as it kind of should be. It is in a form, some comic books you read growing up of the Panchatantra and Jataka tales, etc. But I'd like to see more of that, and I think we're just scratching the surface.
If I could just add, what's great about Waves that's happening right now and this investment in creative storytelling is that when these things work, they work much bigger than just the show or the film itself. Little examples for us, but like we had the show Bridgerton. When we launched the show Bridgerton, those books have been around for many years. The book sales went up 500%. Emily in Paris. 39% of all the tourists that go to France cite Emily in Paris as the reason they go. We had here in India, we had music from our shows that find new audiences around the world, grow social media followings. It's just been phenomenal to see the bigger effects of movies and films on the world beyond just the show themselves.
The holistic benefit of a good piece of film, how
100%.
It affects everything is phenomenal.
It affects everything. The ripple effects are incredible. Yeah.
Well, I think we are...
You're giving us the hook.
Well, it's been, this has been a fantastic chat. And it's been really nice talking to you. And I congratulate this platform of giving us the opportunity. I mean, I've done some of my best work with Netflix, and it's a great chance to have this chat. Thank you. It's been a real pleasure.
Well, I couldn't agree more, and I can't wait to. There's a lot more to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.